trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Let's cut to the chase straight away. I am ill. I had to come home from work today. I went to work. Was there for an hour. Felt terrible. Nose streaming, all sorts. And there's another story behind it as well. I never slept a wink last night. But I won't go into detail. But I never had any sleep. And an hour at work and came home. And so, now that we've cleared that, welcome everybody. Welcome to LS3, Dwight, Slim, Albie, and anybody else I might have missed. Steve is out and about. He's on his laptop. We did a sound check earlier. My voice is not going to hold out. So Steve's going to be on his own for the most part. Welcome to Brainfill Out. Have a quick look in Discord. We're here today on VP4 TV for the, well, I always call it the semi-final match. It's the one-loss side final between Cobra from the UK and Machine from the US. Let me hang on a minute to read that. Hugh, do you suffer from hay fever? Yes, I do, but I haven't had it bad this summer because I've not been out and about in it, and I've kept my windows closed. It's certainly not hay fever. It's an infection I had on I did Friday night nightball and I didn't feel well, and it's went downhill since then. And I'm okay when I'm sitting back in my chair, but if I'm up and about and doing my job at work, the nose starts streaming. So it's just it's man flu or something to that effect. And I'm going to have to get out of my chair to read to read the chat. I'm just going to have a quick look in Discord. Steve isn't there yet. Oh, I noticed run out. Rob's there. So if Rob's there, he can fill in or chip in or whatever he wants to do. I don't know whether Hairpig will turn up. But we've got Cobra trying to get revenge on Albinario, but to do that he's got to overcome Machine. We've seen Machine is capable. The favourite will be Cobra. It's who makes the least mistakes. You would think Cobra would be the one that should make the least mistakes. But we know the luck of the break has a big factor to play in this. And so that is what we're waiting on. We're about 3 minutes away. I'm having a quick look down the chat. And I don't see Machine there yet. No, he's not there. A quick reminder as well, we have the leagues, the 9-ball league starting on the 3rd of September. All the teams are in, and we're just relying on the teams all showing up. My team, my setup for my 3 players for the first week is already set, as should the other players. But obviously the captains have to keep in touch with their team to make sure that everybody can be there as promised. Another quick look in. Steve's still not there. What else are we to talk about? Well, the other thing to talk about, if I go to the home page, in fact, no, if I don't go to the home page, if I hit the SP/SB for show banners, why is it bringing up that screen? We'll have a quick look at the 10 ball. We'll see that there's now only 23 spaces left, so there's a good few in. Excuse me. I don't know who the extra people are that have signed up, but there's a lot more. A good mixture of quality, including Stubb. Larry's in. The only one I don't see yet is Semi-Pro. He's still not in, so he's hanging off. V Karaoke's in, Vertigo Liquid Tommy, Spectre Don's in, Snake Eyes. So there's a lot of good quality in there. So it's shooting. Machine has arrived. I'm going to just bail out for a second. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Afternoon, Hugh.
Good afternoon, Rob. And, well, I'm going to basically pass it over to Steve and Rob for the duration of this match, because I ain't gonna last the distance. Right, so over to you, Steve.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today?
Now, a quick sound check. How does Steve sound? He sounds fine to me, but then again, I'm blocked up and all sorts going on. Sounds great. That's good enough.
Yeah, I'm on a laptop, so this is a little different.
Sounds pretty much the same to me.
Now, Rob sounds a bit quiet to me. See, I'm deaf in one ear anyway.
Sounds like I'm in the bath. Well, actually, I'm outside. Well, we've got a pretty good match today. Machine versus Cobra. Isaac Karaoke. Anybody have any predictions? Cobra's not here. He would have already thrown his out. Now the room's up. And it looks like Machine has the break. 13-6 Cobra. Wow, that's a pretty big margin. Yeah, I agree. Cobra is the favorite in this, but I think Machine could win.
That's pretty generous, if you ask me.
13-10 Cobra. That's probably closer to what I would think, but I think if it is going to be a blowout, it's going to be Cobra.
If Machine plays to the level he played the last match, it may go heel just like the last one.
I think he's going to need some help with Cobra. Even if he plays like that, I think he'll need a little help. Well, there's a mistake right off the bat out of Cobra. Didn't expect him to miss that ball, but that can happen when you roll it like that. And I think players forget when you roll it, the ball's going to throw more, so you have to cut the ball more. Well, that was the right shot playing the kick, but it wasn't very well executed. It wasn't a hard kick.
He tell Hugh to mute his mic.
He's got his mic wide open.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a shaky start for both players here. That 13-7 is actually looks pretty good. I'm kind of surprised he didn't play the 8-ball. Hit that 13 on the left side, and that 7 will throw right in the pocket. It might go just the way it's sitting, close. I'm sure he's going to play the 9-6 here. Son thinks Semi's going to win. Well, that would be a feat since he's not playing the match or the tournament. I think he needs to play this 5-12-8 here next because he's got to free some balls up. Better to do it earlier.
Anybody else having problems on Twitch?
As in,
Steve said there's no sound in Twitch, but maybe if he just presses that little cross button that's got the volume muted down in the bottom of the screen, maybe that would clear it up.
All right, well, that was a good play. I didn't look at it this way. I'm not sure it goes this way. I mean, the 13-7 one, I'm not sure doesn't look to me like the 7 goes in this situation. It looks like it's going to hit the long rail to me. I think his only shot here is to kick the cue ball off the end rail into the 13. I think the 7 goes in the side. If he's going to try to shoot this in the corner, I don't think that's going to work. I'm not sure what Cobra's thinking here. Either I'm not seeing this right or he's not thinking clearly. But this is an easy shot still, even from here. Just kick it off the end rail into the 13, and the 7's going in the side pocket. I think he must have thought the 7 went by this 13 ball. Yeah, I mean, he just passed up a... Boy, he played it the wrong way. Still had the shot to hit the 7 into the side pocket and just passed it up. That just amazes me. A lot of poor thinking here in this first game. Cobra's going to play like this, and Machine definitely has a chance this match. Man, this is a perfect opportunity to break the stack up right here. Just got to make sure that you make that 12 ball. You don't want to try to cut this too thin. Boy, he did not try to break the stack up. That's surprising.
I think Machine might have spotted this 7 into the side. He could break them open by playing the 13 still onto the 7, even though they're in the lineup. It'll still go.
Well, the problem is you're hitting the wrong side of it. I think if you hit that side of it, it's going to throw out. Now, if you hit it from the bottom, if you hit the 8 ball, yeah. I mean, if you're going to play it, he didn't. He tried to break up the stack there. I just don't get why he didn't try to break up the stack when he's shooting the 5-12 combo. Now, both these players are making a lot of strategy mistakes in this first game. It might be nerves. Neither one are thinking very clearly.
You're right near messed up that 7 in the side as well.
Seven ball still goes in the side. I mean, that's one of the just basic things you need to do playing pool is you need to look at the stack and see what's dead in it. And now he's got problems because, if I was him here, I would just make the 8 ball and then make the 2 ball and leave the 2 in the kitchen and let Cobra deal with the stack because at this point he doesn't have anything. Yeah, he's gonna get crazy here and pay for it.
Yep.
That was just an unnecessary risk, and if he didn't sell out, he's lucky. He might have gotten away with that, but that wasn't a wise move either.
Yeah, I agree with you all the way, Steve. You should have shot the 8 and then the 2 and put them all in the stack. Let Cobra deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot here. You can bank the 7 ball, but if you don't make it, you're selling out. So, and he did bank it, and he didn't make it, and there's the sellout. Well, hold on. All right, all you players on watching the stream, raise your hand if you're one of the players that says you can't make 2 rail banks because you just saw one. Oh my God. And then he dogs the 8 ball. Well, this is definitely a rough start for both players.
Just give me a second, guys. The screen is going to freeze. I'm going to see if I can up Rob in Twitch. Not Twitch. What do you call it? Discord. Be back in a sec. Right, see what you think in that when Rob speaks again.
Well, Machine's taking a hard look at this. Well, that was close, but he's okay. So Machine wins the first game that neither player deserved to win, but somebody had to win it. That's the thing about this game is no matter how bad the players play, somebody's still got to win the game. And he's lost the cue ball, but he's made a lot of balls. He come up with a shot. Wow, it sounded like he made a lot of balls, but I only see 1 ball up there in the crib.
I made a cribbage in the break.
Oh, that was it. He made a cribbage. Well, unfortunately, that's that he'll lose the cue ball down low on the table, and that's not a good spot to be. And there's not a whole lot here. I'm not sure what he's going to try to do. I mean, he can try to kick it in the side pocket. That's a low percentage shot. Well, he's going to do the old blastola. That was probably not a bad choice. All right, let's see if Cobra can settle down here and play pool.
Give us a sound check, Rob. Has Rob gone?
No.
I had to step away just a second.
That's a bit louder to me.
Sounds the same to me. Well, he's taking his time looking at this. He's got two balls tied up, but they're both cribbed, so that's actually kind of optimal. They're not really blocking anything. Cobra should run out this rack. I can't imagine he's going to not get out unless he's still got a case of the nerves like he had the first rack. Come out in the center of the table here. Got the 4 or the 1. His choice. My guess he's going to take the 1. That makes more sense. 1 to the 14 to the 11. He might even come back up for the 4 here. It just depends on how he wants to hit this. Well, looks like it's going to be the 2 ball. Yeah, Cobra gets racks like this, he's going to run out just about every time. He plays open tables really well.
And that's all due to his controlling the cue ball so well.
Well, cue ball's been kicked up table and not looking like any balls are going in. So this table is not quite as good as the one Cobra had, but it's pretty dang good. I would expect he's going to run out. Machine's running out here. He's got that one cluster, 10, 4, 6.
When he does the 13-2 here, he could take the 10. 10 is not an easy shot, but he could take it.
Well, I don't think he's gonna want to play the 10 ball next. He can come up with something easier than that. I mean, 7-8 looks good. I mean, his key on those 3 balls is getting to the 6 ball.
Yep, the 9-6 is surely available if he gets, plays his position properly.
Well, he decided to move balls there. I'm not sure how wise that is, but he got away with it. I don't like moving balls as uncontrolled as that was because bad things could happen. He could have ended up locked up on the 4 or 10 ball.
Don't like moving one unless you absolutely have to.
I don't mind moving balls, just move them under control. That wasn't bad. Well, he's going to have to power this over. Yeah, hit it good. Well, they each run the rack out, and maybe they both settle down. Break's going to be a big part of this match.
You can do English.
A few balls out in a good spot. He's made a couple balls. And I don't know if he can shoot that 12 or not. It's awful tight. Right. Come out of this one real good. He doesn't even have the 3-ball combo on the 14. Boy, that's rough.
I think it'll go, but I agree with you. It's really, really tight.
Yeah, he's going to be. That's going to have to be hit perfect. That was such a tough shot because it was going to catch at least a tit. It was going to have to be hit slow, and he was going to have to kind of bobble it in.
Yeah, he hit that with way too much speed.
Well, good break for Cobra. Bad break for Machine. Hit a pretty good break and came up with nothing.
Looks like the 10-5 to start, and then maybe the 11-4.
I didn't know anything.
Now, is somebody on voice activated or what? Because there's something cutting in.
No, it's probably on my end. People were talking.
Anything.
Hugh, you have a lot of out of the ordinary background noise today that you don't usually have.
I do.
Hugh does.
I don't have anything going on. I don't even have a fan on. There's anything cutting in isn't from my end because I've got my mic muted.
Well, this table isn't looking as simple anymore. Well, he moved a couple balls, but didn't do any good.
Nope, didn't help him any.
Can we just
You can shoot that. What's that?
I was just going to ask the guys again in the stream if they would care to put up their match predictions again, because I missed them.
There's a whole lot of Cobra. I think one of them was 13-6.
It is. I usually.
One of them was 13-6. Another one was 13-10. Both Cobra.
Yeah, I think there was a 13-8 too. Well, that was a pretty bad miss there because that wasn't a particularly difficult shot, and he caught the tit. Well, that was a case of thinking the right way. That 8-ball was the right shot. He hit it good, and then just ended up dogging the 7-ball. Can you sit down there?
Well, I got the balls apart. You know, it ain't nothing particularly great, but it's better than it was.
Well, it's not looking like Machine's getting out here either. He's going to have to do something wonderful. This shot's doable. Just got to get the speed right. Also got to make sure you don't end up hooking yourself behind those 3 balls. I mean, he's going to go back. Well, that's pretty well played. This isn't a gimme, especially since a lot of players have trouble when part of the ball is covered up visually. That can make it a little tricky.
He hit it almost as good as he could hit it. I think the 3's got a little more room to go by than that ball in the last rack had that Cobra shot, or that he shot last rack.
Yeah, I think he'll be playing for the 11 ball, 4-11. Yeah, and he should be able to come up with a 14-1 here. The smart thing to do is draw this ball back a little for the 1. Then you're hitting it hard enough, the 14 is going to come off the other rail and go out open. You know, the problem with hitting it like that, you know, he guaranteed he got the 14 ball in a good spot, but, you know, he doesn't have a good way of getting on it. You know, I would have hit that harder, would drawn back for the 1 ball, and the 14 would have bounced off that rail and come across. I mean, that's just not the best thinking. Oh. Oh, I don't think he quite got there. Did he?
I think he did.
It doesn't look like it. I don't know. This is awful tight. He might have.
I think he's got just enough, Steve. I mean, just enough. I mean, not anymore.
Yeah, he did.
We all know that Cobra pockets balls well. If he can hit it, he can almost make it.
And it's 2-2, and I don't know. Well, I think Cobra's the favorite. I think this match is going to be closer than a lot of predictions were.
I think so too. Although, like you said, Cobra's the favorite, but if they both keep playing at the level they're playing at, it's going to probably wind up being really close.
Well, that's kind of a brutal break there. He's got 3 crib balls, and he's stymied right behind the 8 ball. Oh boy, he needed to cut that ball a lot more. That's kind of tricky when they're close together like that. He really needed to cut that one a lot more.
That break reminds me of a similar break in 8 ball. You make 2 or 3 stripes, and your hook behind 8 got no shot on a stripe.
Well, this is no easy table. See if Machine can work this out. I think if Machine has a weakness, it's tables like this. And really the same thing for Cobra. Now he's going to try to bump the 8 free, and that was well executed there. So maybe Machine's out to prove me wrong about him having trouble on tough tables, because he just did a whole lot of good at opening things up. Oh boy.
Then dogs that one.
Yeah, those missed balls are going to come back to haunt him. He's missed 2 balls in the side pocket this rack so far.
And he ain't missed them by much, but he still missed them.
Well, I would expect Cobra's going to run out here, although this table isn't guaranteed. It's still got some issues.
Still got a lot of work to do before he can get out.
Well, I mean, I think the shot here is shoot. Well, shoot, you can't shoot the 8 up table. This is tough because he really needs to get that 7 out of there, and the 8 ball is buried. You can play the 13-2 or the 8-13 combo and try to slide across for the 2. That's there. It's not that easy. I think that was a better choice, but not well executed. That was easier than the shot I was saying, but he didn't hit it good.
Overhit it just a bit.
See if he tries to kick this in. Well, he didn't have the cue ball running on the greatest line. He needed to have the cue ball running so it hit the 8 ball. Even hitting a 13, he was done.
I think now if he's smart, he plays the 3 on the 7 with an angle. 7 comes back on the spot. 3 goes to the rail behind the 2.
Well, he had a chance maybe to pull the cue ball back into 13, but he didn't take it. Going to play the 7, you got to come up with some sort of shot on the 8. And he has. I mean, that wasn't a bad shot. He came up with a bank shot. Got to be careful to scratch here, though. Well, wasn't a bad idea, but he didn't make the bank. Hit it pretty good. Didn't undercut it like people typically do with that bank.
Yeah, he went long, not short.
Well, that could hurt him. I mean, obviously there's a lot of balls tied up, but there's also a pretty good chance to get these balls opened up. I'm not sure it's going to happen on this shot. I mean, this is kind of tough to get into the stack here. I mean, he's going to hit the 3 ball, but he's got to hit it right to get it come up and hit the stack, and I think that's going to be hard to do. If he hits this hard, he's probably going to get on top of it too much. And he didn't hit it quite hard enough. Well, he's still in good shape. He's got the 2 ball, and if he can get on the 13 right, he can open them up.
Yep, that's sure available.
Well, I think he can get the top part of the stack. You'd like to be able to brush the 10 and not get just the 4. That's a 10, isn't it? No, that's a 12 ball.
Yeah, he'd like to brush that 12 and get both of them balls out, possibly nudge the 11.
It's a little too hard. It was close, but no cookie. Well, that's one way to do it.
Little unconventional, but got the job done.
Yeah, I think he's cutting us down the rail, which I would like to bank, but if you can cut it like that, why not?
Yes, sir, I agree. I'm with Hugh on that. I don't have the eyes for that shot.
Well, see if somebody can get a break and get a shot here. Cue ball's in a pretty good spot. Did he make a ball?
He made a ball in the top left corner.
He made a couple balls.
I think the 2 ball went flying in the top left corner.
He's got a shot on the 5 ball. He's got the 13 and the 5. He's got the shot on the 5. The 13's going to be problematic. I think he's going to have to bank that. Oh, my. Oh, my. Just so you guys know, last night I went and tightened up the side pockets. Or at least that's what it looks like. Neither one of these guys is making balls in the side pocket.
Well, there goes one in the side.
Well, I said at the beginning, I thought if Machine was going to win this, he was going to need some help from Cobra, and so far he's getting a lot of help from Cobra. Problem is he's making just as many mistakes.
Yeah, if he wins, he's going to have to cut out the mistakes and capitalize on those mistakes that Cobra makes to win. Because Cobra ever catches his groove or his gear, as we say, he's going to take off.
No, Machine's capable. We've seen him play some pretty good pool. He should run this rack out. I expect he will. Easy peasy. But that's really what we've seen out of both. They're both really good at running out simple racks. I think it's going to come down to three things: mistakes, like missed balls, the break, and then the last part is who plays better table strategies.
Yeah, and the two main things are going to be the break and not missing balls.
Well, that was sort of a soft break there, and thought the 7 ball was going to go in, but it didn't. This rack looks really good. I mean, Cobra should run this out.
Be right back, Steve.
Well, it was an interesting choice. I thought he'd shoot the 10 and slide across and shoot the 5 in the side pocket, but he decided to deal with that right off the bat. May not be a bad choice because getting to the 9-6 early would be nice where that 12 ball's sitting, but I don't think that's going to be easy to do where those 2 balls are sitting. Got this. He could go 11-4 next. Playing for that 6 ball's got some risk because it's sitting in a funny spot. Yeah, he might have tried to get on the 6 there. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but he didn't. He's sitting kind of funny here. I think he's probably going to take the 5 ball. He's looking at the 11, but that shot is a little risky. Side pocket looms big there, unless you go forward, and that's kind of tricky going forward. 2 ball's not a bad choice. You got it. There's some traffic there too. 2 ball and run it at the 3. He's going to try to go forward off this, and boy, that was well played. That was not an easy shot. There was a lot of traffic there. That was really well played.
Good afternoon to Bill.
Hi, Bill. Yeah, and that's the kind of execution that, is going to win you games, because I think he tried to get on the 6th shot before that and didn't get there. Figured out how to get out of a little bit of a sticky situation. And I think he's coming down for the 10-5 and has overrolled it. Well, you couldn't have picked too many worse places to put the cue ball. I think he can bank the 2, but the way Cobra banks, I think that's a little bit of a tricky shot. You got to hit that pretty firm with a little right English and try to hold the cue ball, and the danger is having it kind of loop back towards the rail instead of coming across. Yeah, this is a tricky shot. You cannot shoot this 2 ball easy, I don't believe, and get it to go in. Well, take that back. He did shoot it easy and get it to go in. He was able to hold it with inside English. Well done. I'm a little bit less sure on VP because the ball comes off the rail a little quicker than real life. I mean, certainly in real life, that shot was doable. Hi, Tommy. Well, that shows me something. Maybe Cobra's been practicing his banking. I know that I kind of get on his case about his banking, and maybe he's taking that to heart, because that was a pretty good shot. He not only made the ball, but he controlled the cue ball real well. Well, that's a statement there. Cobra's going to play like that. Machine's going to have to find something, because that was a pretty difficult out there. Well, he lost the cue ball, and I'm not sure how much it hurt him. That 11 ball is not in a good spot anyways. I don't think he's got any shot here. I don't think the two railer in the side is available. It's close. It might go. I mean, it looks like it's going to come up short, but it might go. There's a possibility you can make that. But I think he's just going for the lock balls up play. So that's basically a challenge to Machine. Basically given the table and said, let's see if you can run out. And it's not a terrible table, but it's certainly not a connect the dots table either.
He may have helped it a little bit pushing that 8 up there closer to the side.
Yeah, I like him taking that ball. I mean, he could have taken the 13-2 or the 10-5, but I like him getting that ball out of there now. Yeah, looks like he's going to play for the 3-12 next. Yeah, good draw control. I mean, he does not have to break that 1-4 out. I mean, the 11 ball's dead anyways where it is. So, it's not mandatory that he moves those balls, and they're kind of insurance if he screws up too. Well, probably 13-2 or 2-13. I mean, ideally he'd like to get on the 10 ball in the way he can get to the 5. I mean, 9-6 will be available. I think the 5 ball is a little bit of an issue just because you got to get on the 10 the right way to get on it. Well, he's going to take it right now, which isn't a bad choice. All right, this ball's not frozen, but if you got any doubts about this kind of shot, it's better to hit it with some speed. He obviously didn't have doubts because he just went straight across instead of back and forth. I think if that ball is closer to frozen, you almost have to hit it with more speed than that. Well, he's a little funny here. And he way under hit that. Boy, that's a terrible shot there. Oh, boy. He just way under hit that ball. Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty simple situation. Really, all you want to do is roll up in the middle of the table and have your choice of the 9 or the 6. Especially because where that 6 is on the rail, it was going to be hard to get it to go tight around the corner unless you got pretty straight and 11 was there, but the 9 was simple. That was just
poorly executed.
Yeah.
And now he's got himself in no man's land.
Well, this isn't a hard shot. It's a kick, The way that ball is sitting, it's probably a quarter inch off the rail. It's an easy kick shot. The only thing that complicates it is that at the angle he's at, he's going to have to put some English on it, and that makes it quite a bit tougher than just a standard kick. Oh, what's going on here? I thought he had to. Oh, he missed the ball. I thought he made the ball. What am I thinking? I'm thinking he's kicking the 4. It didn't go in the hole.
No, Machine tried to cut the 14 down the rail, missed it.
Oh, boy. Gift and gift back. Well, that's really a fortunate break for Machine. That's pretty lucky because he basically just gave the whole rack away by opening up the table and
and then scratching.
He screwing up by he really screwed up by not bringing that cue ball out for the 9 and 6. I mean, that's that case where you could be long, but you couldn't be short.
They were all square again.
I think part of the problem is learning that is, initially you have to think about it, but thinking stuff when you play. You got to get to the point where you look at it and you automatically, it's ingrained into your DNA that you're going to hit that ball long, that short's no good. You don't even have to think about it. This is going to be an interesting shot here. Well played. Yep. That's the thing. Machine hits the ball well. I mean, he's another one of these players that could really play a lot better than he does because he's got all the tools. He pockets balls well. He understands how the cue ball moves well. His execution is pretty good. It's just little things that are keeping him from getting out on some of these racks.
Very simple mistakes.
He's probably going to take 6-9 and then the 7 and the 8. He's looking at the 7 and 8 right away. And that's a terrible mistake. First off, I'm surprised he didn't shoot the 6-9. But if you're going to shoot that 8-ball, to leave it there, I mean, you could have left it on the other side of the sticks. You didn't have to go across. I think just rolling it, leaving it on the other side of the sticks might have been smarter. Yeah, I mean, this is basically the same sort of mistake as the last rack. It's a mistake that there's no reason to make that mistake, but he did, and I think that's the struggle in getting to the next level is getting past that.
That was a really good attempt. He was pretty close.
Oh, Machine says thought I was on 4. I guess he thought he didn't need that last crib last game. Well, that may be, but he just made the same mistake this rack where, you need to move the cue ball in ways that are more error proof. If you watch pros play and you watch how they move the cue ball, they play shots where they're not going to get hooked. I mean, they'll take a tougher shot if it means they're not taking a chance with a cue ball. Yeah, this is an interesting situation here. Yeah, I mean, I think Cobra's going to win this game. Yeah, so just to be clear, I don't consider like what happened there to Machine to be an execution mistake. I consider that to be a mistake in how he's thinking to move the cue ball. It's really more of it's really not the execution, because he could have hit that a little harder and come out and had a shot, but it was still probably the wrong shot to shoot. Or not necessarily the wrong shot to shoot, the wrong way to shoot it.
Certainly can't shoot it like that and leave Cobra an open table like he did. It's going to cost him every time.
It's just mistakes of the cue ball that shouldn't be happening, but it's an issue of play level, of getting to the next level, and for Machine, it's learning to move the cue ball in safer ways.
Well, he should have never tried the combination, Steve. He should have shot the 5 in, let it spot the 5 and the 8 back down there for a strategy shot. You'd never see a pro shoot that long combination like that on just a crazy attempt to make it.
Well, I didn't have a big problem with the combo. I mean, I thought he was in real trouble there. So Cobra plays the carom, and this table looks pretty good. I mean, I'd expect he's going to run this out. He's looking at the 5. He's looking at the 9. I think they both look pretty good. Oh, that's a 13. I'm sorry. I thought that was a 9. This computer monitor doesn't have as good a color as the one I got at home. I've got a color meter. I should get it out and tune this thing, because I'm having a hard time seeing the difference in some of these balls. Now I'm like you. Well, he took a little bit of a chance there, because he doesn't come up with a shot on the 3 or the 2, then he's probably shooting a 1, and that wasn't going to be that easy. But he hit it perfect.
That's having a lot of confidence in your abilities.
Is this the first time there's been a 2-rack lead in this match?
Yes, it has. And Cobra's just getting more comfortable, and Machine's got to stop making mistakes like that. I mean, those aren't, he's not missing balls, but he's making bad choices with the cue ball.
That's the statement I made earlier, that he's got to clean up those mistakes, because if Cobra catches his gear and quits making mistakes, he's just going to run off with it. And like you just said, Steve, looks like Cobra's getting a little more comfortable and relaxed, and you know what happens when that happens when a player gets relaxed and comfortable.
Well, Machine's going to have to play a lot better. And unfortunately for him, I think that's somewhat going to be situational. He's going to need to get some easy tables and break well.
If Cobra doesn't give him any help, he's going to have to play really well. Yep, Cobra's starting to find his range and his comfort zone.
My tourney schedule. Are you talking about for virtual pool or me personally?
You personally, Steve.
I haven't been playing any pool. So far, it's been nothing. I keep thinking I'm going to start playing. It's a travel. It's a lot of travel.
That was dry from Cobra.
Yeah, Machine really needs to run out here. He's going to be in real trouble.
He really needs back-to-back runouts. He needs to run this table out and then get a good break on the next rack.
Well, that'd be nice, but you can't always plan on that.
Not a plan. I said that's what he needs.
Slim's asking about Predator tables, Steve.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I haven't played on one. And I haven't talked to anybody and asked them about them. I mean, I'm assuming they're a quality product. I mean, everything Predator does is. From what I've seen, you know, they probably play more like a diamond than a gold crown, but there's usually a couple things with tables. One is how they bank. And for example, diamonds bank shorter than gold crowns. The red label diamonds bank really short. The blue label, which is everything now, banks a little short. The diamonds have faster rails than the gold crowns. So overall, the table tends to play faster. What I've seen of the Predator tables, the speed's pretty fast on them. I don't know about banking because it's hard to tell just watching.
But Machine just overrun to that 7 ball. Now you've got a problem bottom left.
Well, I mean, if you're going to give up a table, this is the kind of table you want to give up because this isn't very pretty.
You know, from my understanding, from people going to Vegas, the Predator tables are playing like the diamond, Steve.
Boy, that was a good shot there. Got 12 ball freed up. See what he tries to do here. Is he going to do something crazy or? I mean, no, not going to do anything crazy. Unfortunately, I don't think he's in a very good spot to get to that 6 ball. Because other than banking it, you're going to have to break it out. And that's going to be tough from here. It looks like he's going to try to break it out. Looks like he's going to go 2 or 3 rails. Where's that monkey?
Now that was specially for Dwight.
Well, you know, the biggest problem with that shot was that he missed the ball. I mean, granted, it was tough to get that ball on line with that kind of speed and spin, but you got to at least make the ball. And there we go again, another guy missing the ball, trying to break him out. So we've got both players speaking stubbish, and this table's still just a mess.
He did get the ball broke out, but he didn't get nothing out of it.
Now, Cobra's been practicing his banks. This is oh, he's I'm sorry. Yeah. This is a really tough bank shot if he's going to try to bank it. I think he's going to try to follow it in. You got to hit this thing dead on. And that wasn't dead on. He got it on the left side. I think also maybe he hit that a little hard. You know, if you get the object ball jumping at all, it's less chance it's going to want to roll forward straight.
You think the 15 sitting in such a the deep in the pocket, he could have just followed it and just let it just roll up there gently and follow it in?
Maybe. I mean, you know, he may not have needed to put any draw on it. Certainly, if he's going to draw it, he didn't want to hit it that hard. But
or even shoot it with top and, you know, make sure that when it gets up there, it rolls it, you know, with pocket speed, roll up there behind it. If it doesn't go in, the cue ball runs in behind it and touches it, knocks it in.
The faster it's going, the more precise it's going to have to be hit. What I've seen of people playing in these matches is the big fail's always been not hitting the ball square. Boy, I don't know that you can shoot between those. He's looking at it, but it might go between those. It's really tight.
He could get lucky and it go and not hit it hard, go off the
let's
off
see.
the 4, off the 7, and put the 11 in.
Is this clean or not?
Oh,
I guess it is because I don't see foul coming up. Wow, good shot there.
But in this, it doesn't have to be clean. It can be carom. It doesn't matter as long as the ball goes
right.
in.
I'm always thinking in every other game. You can't do that. You're right.
We're playing cribbage, Steve, remember?
Yeah.
That's what
like
I was
straight
saying.
goal.
That's what I was saying. It doesn't matter how that ball goes in. If he hits it, you know, off the 3, off the 7, and it goes in, it still counts.
Well, in that case, you have plenty of room. Well, he's going to try to get some sort of angle on this thing, and that's pretty much a fail. That is not the angle you want. You needed to get out to the center of the table. This is going to be hard to get into the stack at all because you got to kind of stun draw it over. Yeah, that's what he tried to do. That was difficult. Well, the good news, though, is that the 8-ball banks.
I think I would have rather been on that rail to the right and just come off the bottom rail, maybe run into them in the side of them or at the back, just get them apart.
State ball is a pretty easy bank shot. I can't believe he's not looking at it. So that is not a difficult bank. Yeah, I mean, I would have been banking that 8-ball all day. So now we're going to spend a lot of time dinking balls around, it looks like. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there. Well, again, this 8-ball banks, little trickier position in that you got to be able to control the speed for the 7. You would think that guys by now in this thing would have practiced this shot because it comes up all the time. And see, that was the problem, was controlling the speed. But he's got the combination. I mean, I'm so surprised that Cobra passed it up because he had the really easy one. And, you know.
This was Cobra.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was machined it in. So obviously Cobra's been practicing the banks.
Yeah, he hit that very well, although he didn't get his position.
Cobra's actually been listening that those banks aren't that hard. He must have been practicing them because he's hit a couple pretty good ones today. And that's how you win these things, is you practice your weak points.
Looks like he's gonna have to play position now for a bank on the 6, just like he did the 8.
Well, you can try to break this out. It's just with the 9 ball that deep in the pocket, it's tricky. Looks like he's. I don't know what he was playing for, but this is not good. I'd imagine he's just going to roll the cue ball into the pocket here. I mean, there's no reason to split those out. Yep. That is the smart play, is just to pocket the cue ball.
Absolutely.
And, this is a good play here. So we're going to do this a few times and see what happens. This degrades pretty quick here. And that was probably going to give up a shot, and it did. And I think this is a pretty reasonable shot to shoot at, because you're going to hit the 15 ball.
Think he can shoot a 6 and go around the 9, come around like 4 rails and not hit anything?
I think he could, but I thought the shot he played was the right one. But obviously missing the ball is no good. I mean, the way that shot was sitting, the 6 ball was going to pop out, and you were probably going to have a pretty reasonable shot. But obviously, you got to make the ball.
Yep. Got his cart ahead of his horse. He ain't making no progress.
Hog wants to know if this is live. Yes, it is live, Hog. And Cobra did pass the first bank. Okay, so he did pass the first one, but he shot the second one, so good for him. You're going to give him at least half credit. Well, that was Cobra gave that game away by missing the 9 ball.
Well, there's that help machine needs.
Yeah, and that's a good break. He's got the cue ball in a good spot. Did he come up with a shot on the 1 ball? Yes, he did. That 1 ball goes in the corner. So, I mean, this is pretty wide open. I would think he's probably going to run out here. It's not connect the dots, but the 10 ball is pretty much dead where it's sitting, and
he used up all the pocket on that 1 ball, though.
Well, I mean, it was a little tight going by there, but he had most of the pocket.
He hit it pocket speed, because it touched the rail right before it got to the pocket. Just grazed, though.
Now, these pockets are fairly forgiving. So 12-3, 7-8, 13-2. I mean, he's out this rack.
He's got a safety shot right here. If it doesn't get on the 7, he could shoot the combination if he had to, but he's not. He don't have to, because he got on it.
Well, if he didn't get on the 7, that would have been a terrible shot, because that was super easy.
I was just saying, if he overhit it just a little bit and got behind the 2, he could shoot the combination and still shoot the 7-8. It was a win-win shot, no matter how he hit it.
Well, he could use another good break here. Last one he hit pretty well. See what happens this time.
We're back to only trailing by 1 again.
Yeah. I think he's coming up dry here. It's he's trying to break it a little off speed. It doesn't look like he's hitting those full blast.
I don't think he got the contact in the same spot as he did the last rack either.
Well, this table has a lot of balls split at opposite ends of the table, so it's not a gimme table. He's going to be moving it back and forth quite a bit.
Now, just a message to Hog. Hogs don't run, they trot, because they've got trotters.
Trotters? You mean like racehorses?
No, you can get pigs trotters in the butchers over here, and pigs trotters are basically pig's feet.
Oh,
you know, up to the ankles. That's pig's trotters.
The English got to have a different word for everything. Couldn't just call them pig's feet. They got to be trotters.
Steve, you're making that same typical American mistake by bracketing me as English. That is really offensive to a Scotsman. Don't say you're going over to England when you're really going to Edinburgh. You know what I mean?
Unless they don't say trotters in England, and I'm lumping it all together, because other than the accent, it makes it impossible to understand. You're still talking the same
dialect,
same words.
Yeah, they have pig trotters down south. Here's a question: do they have pig's ears in the States for dogs? Because I've got them over here.
Oh yeah, I mean people eat pig's ears here too, although not probably as much as the feet. In Asia, they eat a lot of pig's ears.
and most of those in the States are pickled.
Pickled pig's ears.
Yep.
Well, the only reason I asked that is that in our pet food department, you can buy a bag of pig's ears, but they're all sort of dried and crispy and crunchy for the dogs to chew on.
Yeah, they're dog chews. All right. Well, I mean, this is kind of as expected. Cobra's gonna get out here and.
This is the worst kind of pain because Machines had those two racks back to back to get back in it, and now the only mistake he's made is come up drying this rack, and now he's going to watch it go south.
Yeah, but that's the nature of this game. I mean, Cobra's going to come up dry too. You're going to certain percentage, you're going to make balls and have a shot. All you can do is try to raise that percentage to get it as high as you can, but you're always going to have a significant portion that aren't good. And the cue ball's not in a great spot, and I'm not sure he made a ball either. Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
So yeah, Cobra just had the same thing happen, and this table looks pretty good. I mean, he's got a situation with the 12, 11, 14 that does not look good. So he's got a significant number of balls tied up. The question is how he's going to get to them, because he's going to need them. And so far, he hasn't made any play that's going to get him there. It's possible he could get there from the 9 ball. Although now he's funny on this 6 ball. And what's he doing?
He may have to run into the 5 and bump it out of the way.
Well, that's risky because it's hard to hit that clean. And if you hit it too slow, it's easy to hook yourself on it. I mean, a gentle bump to the right and not too hard where the cue ball gets hooked on the 4 is one option. He's probably just going to shoot the 9 and not go that way, which is unfortunate because it's going to be harder to break into those balls off the 6. Or there's another solution. You could take the worst solution. It's called dog the 9 ball.
So, or do that.
Well, I mean, that's really not a great thing to be doing with Cobra. I think this is a good bad thing for Cobra. He's got an easy shot to get in the balls, but unfortunately he's not on a crib ball, so that's taking a real chance if you're not coming up with a shot on the 14. So I'm not sure what he's going to do here. He's thinking and thinking and thinking. Is he going to take a chance, or is he going to... I'm not sure he has anything other than taking a chance or trying to play safe. He could play safe here. He's going to take the chance. And he didn't get away with it. I mean, I think the way he played that, trying to come behind it, was reasonable, but he needed to be on the other side of the 14. He got just a little bit behind the 14, came off that second rail and hit the right side. He needed to hit middle or a teeny bit on the left. Anything on the right side was going to go into these other balls. The other option, of course, is to do stubbish and blast it, but I like the choice he made. He just didn't quite execute it.
A quick reminder to any latecomers, just so that you know where we are. This is the one loss side stroke semi-final or one loss side final match. The winner to play Albinario in the final.
Well, you way overhit that. That was way hard. He's got a shot on the 1. It's one of those, what do you call these, bedhead cuts?
Yep, that's a bedhead cut.
And, if you can make it, it's a good shot there. So now the question is, what's he going to do? That was asking a lot. I'll tell you what, that was just a really poor shot choice, because if you're going to play that shot and come out for the 5, you really got to play that off the rail. If you play that off the rail, it's easy to get out for the 5. What he tried to do was very difficult, and it may cost them this game. I mean, it wasn't that difficult shot, playing it off the rail, go forward off the end rail. Those are the kind of shots that guys need to practice, because they come up. I mean, he would have been better off actually trying to draw that ball back. Even though he's on the short side of the 5, it would have been better to draw it, because trying to get that to come out with a stun was just too straight in. And Machine plays that shot well, but, maybe a little too reliant on it. I've pinged Cobra on that by being too little too draw reliant. Guys get their comfort shot and they always go to it, but sometimes it's not the right shot.
The right tool for the job, right, Steve? That wasn't the right tool.
Well, that was well played. And that really could solve this table. I'm sure he's going to play for the 3 next. And he should be out here. Yep, that's the right shot. Just keep it simple. The way that was sitting, it was just a stop shot. Even if you have a little angle on this 9, it's okay. Well, he's got his choice here. He can play for the 11 and go 2 rails around for the 4, or he can try to slide this over for the 4 ball. And he looks like he might be going forward for the 4 ball. That's fine too.
Yeah, because if he can get straight in, all you got to do is shoot and stop.
Thanks, Semi-Pro. Well, we're going to be back to a 3-game lead here. Well, Cobra has played better so far this match. He deserves to be in a lead. Tremendous break. Let's see if he comes up with something. 12, 10, 8. Boy, that's a little rough, but he got a shot on the 10 ball. That's an easy bank. And, he's got to decide how he's going to run this. Does the 8 ball go by there? Boy, that's awful tight. All right, the shot to shoot here is you bank this and stun it over with a little bit of left English and run it down between the 6 and the 2 for the 12. So you're going to hit this bank pretty hard. You're going to have to hit this firm. He went the other way with a combo, and you know what? That's a good shot. More than one way to skin a cat. Excellent shot, and I would imagine he's going to try to bump the 8 ball here because I think he wants to hit this with a little bit of speed. He's not doing that. Maybe he thinks he can shoot it by the 13. It didn't look very easy. Yeah, I think it'll go rail first if you hit it real easy, but this is tight. And this is that shot that everybody undercuts because when they hit it easy, they don't, cut it enough for the ball throw. See what else you can do with this 8 ball. He was able to play some sort of carom. Do a replay on that, Hugh. I want to see that. Oh, he played it off the back of it.
And he made both of them.
That was a hard shot. Let me tell you what, that was a difficult shot off the back of this ball.
Well, if you've been watching the stream, Steve, I was calling that very early in the rack, that kick off the rail onto the 13 to get the 8 ball into the pocket.
Yeah, well, that's a common shot, especially in a game like 8 ball, but that was a tough one at the angle he had. He had to hit that near perfect to get it to go in, and he did. Because you notice it went to the long rail still. He made that shot look easy, but it was a lot more difficult than it looked.
It appears we're going to have a ball in hand here.
Well, it's been an interesting match, Semi. They both started kind of shaky, and then they both kind of recovered. Cobra's played better, and the score reflects that. But yeah, I mean, in this situation, he can't afford to make a whole lot more mistakes because it's only a race to 13, and Cobra's on 9.
Well, it looks like he's left this a little funny.
Oh, dear.
That was not what the doctor ordered there.
That's fatal.
That may be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, there's no way he should have been doing that. He had to get out there, and the table was pretty good for it.
At this point, I don't think if Cobra gets out here, I think the match is pretty much over. I don't believe unless Cobra gives him a whole lot of help, he's even got a glimmer of winning.
Well, it's never over till it's over, but I'll give him he's got a glimmer, but it's going to be tough.
And it almost going to all have to come off of the break of getting dry breaks when Cobra gets up and dry breaks. That's probably about the only thing that's going to help him.
This is suddenly gone funny.
He's okay here. I mean, he can shoot the 9, can he?
Oh, he can get the 9.
He's got the 9 ball. He's fine. He's just going to stun this over and shoot on the side or come back out. And just the side. Yeah, he's fine. So it's more than 2-1 now on the race count to 13. So that's when it starts getting tough to overcome, especially in this game.
Three ball. And has he got a cut in that 12? Yes, he has.
Yeah, it's not the easiest shot in the world, but he's got a shot at it. And I think he'll get to the end rail. It's close on the scratch. If he doesn't hit it too hard, he should get to the end rail. Oh, he's going the other way. I was looking at the back cut, but that was probably a better shot, what he shot. But he missed it by a mile. I would have thought he'd be a little closer than that to the pocket.
Well, this is a must.
Oh, he's got a lot of must coming up. He's going to have to play fantastic from here on out. You know, it was asking a lot. He was going to have to really raise this game because, you know, last match he played really well. He's going to have to play at least that well in this match to have a chance.
Can you not pot that 8 ball and try and go over here and do a bit of moving about, or is he trying to pick his way through these?
Well, I'm not sure what his plan is. I'm not sure that he has a plan. Right now, he's just picking a few balls off. But he's rapidly running out of balls to shoot. Now, he definitely can come back and play the 12 or the 3. And I'm sure that's what he's going to try to do. Although right now he looks like he's going forward, so I'm not sure what he's doing.
He may have the 11-4.
Yeah, I guess the 4 ball goes, huh? So, and that's a good choice because then he's got the 12-3, and that's all he needs, right?
Yep, that'd be it.
Well, that's not really where he wanted to be with the cue ball. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but that's handled it well, though. All right, so that's 1. Let's see what kind of break cue he's breaking with. He just doesn't seem to be hitting them that hard. Does he have a rainbow breaker? No, he's got a solar system, so that may be one of the reasons why he's not breaking as hard, because he doesn't have the rainbow breaker, which in most games probably wouldn't matter so much. In this game, I think it does. Although sometimes breaking easier works better. It hasn't that I've noticed this match.
I think I've asked you this question before, and I think you've told me it's just the offline. Steve, how is it you get the break speed to show? You know how you can get the frame rate to show? What combination of buttons is it you press?
Yeah, that's just an offline.
Right.
Control I will show information in the chat, but that doesn't work in online.
Because there's probably a lot of guys out there don't know that. Maybe obviously if they don't have offline, it won't matter to them. But you can test the brake cues in the offline and get the brake speed when you're hitting the ball.
Yeah, I've thought about lowering the brake speed some on those brake cues and then making the rack better.
I wouldn't think too much about it, Steve. You're only going to cause more problems.
It doesn't matter what you do. If you change something, somebody's going to complain. That's the nature of the beast. But I think about trying to make things play better. The brake cues are pretty aggressive. I think the rainbow breaker will break. It's either 27 or 28, which not too many guys in real life can do that. Shane can do it. Jeff DeLuna can do it. Maybe Mike DeShane can do it. There's a few guys, not very many guys.
Well, this is what Machine has to keep doing. He has to keep potting balls.
Yeah, that's hitting the ball pretty good. You get it up to 28 miles an hour.
Yeah, I can't break that fast. The fastest I've ever gotten was a 25, and that was just about getting a hernia doing it. My normal break speed's closer to 20. If I really pump it up, I can get 22, but I don't try to break that hard because I'm not accurate like that. Shane can break it like, 27 and be accurate, but he's Abby normal.
When it comes to breaking, yeah, he is.
Well, Machine had a ball, had a shot.
Yeah, this doesn't look good.
Get the ball in the hole, and this is trouble.
Yeah, this is a perfect opportunity for a player of Cobra standard to show everybody how you get yourself out, because these balls are all available. So it's all about the cue ball.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's going to start with 213. Boy, he tried to overhit that. I'm sure he's trying to get a little angle off the rail and not be straight in on the 13. Almost overrolled it.
Oh dear. Well,
that's
unbelievable.
No, this is the same thing that these guys have done. They have trouble with slow speed balls. So that time, I think he tried to overcut it a little and overcut it too much.
Well, here's the invitation to the party again. Of course, that's 2 balls tied up though now. But does he need them?
I don't think he does, but
312.
I mean, it definitely is going to make the rack harder. I mean, the fact that the 13 is sitting in the pocket, he may try to bump him. And if he's going to try to bump him there, he's going to have to come back. Going forward wasn't going to do it. I mean, he's a little funny here. He's got himself funny. And not funny ha-ha. I think he'll play the 4 ball. And the good thing about that is hit that with a little inside, bring it down to the center of the table, and that 11 is going to break out those balls on the stack. I mean, this is really perfect. Now, that's not being confident of the line you're going to run the cue ball on. I mean, he should have run that down about where the 14 was. But these balls are going to move. Well, I mean, Machine certainly has the mo now. I mean, he's played good, and then Cobra coughed up a fur ball on that 13 ball, and all of a sudden, Machine's going to be back in this match.
There's that help I was talking about.
Sure, why he hit that so hard. I thought he'd just roll up and shoot the 9 and then the 6 and then the 9. That was a little unnecessary. Yeah, he's cinching a lot of balls here. I mean, he pockets balls well. He doesn't seem to be super confident on where he's going to put the cue ball. But he's within one. He's got a ball on the break. I heard 2 go down, 3 go down. And he's got a shot on 11. The 13 ball is sitting good, and the 8 ball is sitting good. So that was a phenomenal break. Makes 3 balls. All 3 crib balls are sitting, so they're really easy to get to. Boy, I'm a little bit surprised at that. He should have stunned over and shot the 13 there. Instead, he got chicken and decided to shoot what he thought was going to be easy to get to the 8, and now he's in a bad situation. I mean, that was just not a good choice shooting the. It was a bad choice. He should have stunned over and shot the 13 second. Well, this ball banks. It's a little tight. I think it'll bank past the 6 ball. Let's see. Yeah, it'll go past the 6 ball. May have to hit it with a little bit of speed. Just like that. All right, well, he got out of it. I mean, you got to have more confidence in that. And, he played the wrong order and got himself in real trouble, and he managed to get out of it.
He hit that ball pretty hard.
Well, he had to hit that ball hard. I mean, because he needed to shorten it up, make sure he wasn't going to hit the 6 ball.
If you watched it in the replay, that ball was curving coming across the tape. It curved into that pocket.
Yeah, that's what the ball does off the rails. Well, it's going to be all tied up, which, I mean, and this is why mistakes can be so big. I mean, granted, Machine's played well, and granted, he's broke well and all that, but, it would be a whole different story if Cobra hadn't dogged that 13 ball, and that was just a huge miss. I mean, Cobra just let him back in the match by missing that ball.
In goes the 6 ball.
Got a shot on the 9, so, here we go. I mean, things are going his way right now. He's got the mo.
Oh, he overhit it just slightly.
He's fine. You shoot the 10 and then shoot the 5 up in the corner. I mean, you're going to run the cue ball right into the 8. Now, if you're not sure where the cue ball is going, then maybe this is scary. And that's the thing is you got to understand where the cue ball is going. This is not that bad a situation because the 8 ball will stop the cue ball. You just need to make sure you hit it pretty solid. And, I just don't think he's confident in where the cue ball is going. So if you're not going to shoot the 8, I would shoot the 2. Well, you know what? That choice he made wasn't bad, but he just way overhit it. And he's only got part of a pocket and a bedhead cut. Oh, boy. That's brutal. He hit it good. Well, I think we're seeing some of Machine's weakness in this match, and it's cue ball. There's a lot of shots where he's just not sure of the line of the cue ball.
Well, that shot you spoke about, Steve, to me it was more than obvious. You just dink the 10 in. Maybe, you could even check the cue ball with a bit of left, bring it into the gap, run into the 8 if you need to, and you've still got the 5.
Well, there's a lot of choices on how to shoot that. You could hit it with inside, you could hit it with outside. You have your choice about how much 10 ball to shoot. All of them affect the line, the speed, what's going to happen. I thought the easy choice was making it hit a little thicker or a touch of right English and run into the 8, but there's different ways to shoot it. But yeah, there was a lot of different ways to get on that 5 ball.
He could have hit it with spin and spun it in and hit the 14.
The thing is
that's a little
the shot he chose wasn't the worst shot in the world, but then he executed it very poorly. I mean, he way overhit it.
In the end, the 10 ball was the shot, was the shot.
Well, let's see if Cobra can make him pay.
Well, Cobra's played pretty good. He's made a couple silly mistakes. Once he got past the first rack, which we'll ignore since they both were just struggling, I think nervous, Cobra's played pretty well. You got to give Machine credit for taking advantage of the opportunities he's had the last few racks. I mean, that's a pretty big comeback. Coming back from 4 games down to tie it. I mean, he won 4 games in a row.
Again, what I said, going to have a lot to do with the break and the help that Cobra gives him. He got the breakdown. He got the help he needed from Cobra, and he was able to pocket balls on each break and have a shot. So both things fell into place.
Getting a breakdown in this game is more luck than anything else. I mean, you can raise your percentage some. Well, you can raise your percentage from, maybe a 45% to 55% or maybe even 60%, but it's not a game. It's a game where you're going to need a lot of luck on the break.
Well, I did reword myself. I said he was fortunate to get the break, at the time he needed it. Not that he's going to get it every time like that.
Well, we're at the time of the match where every mistake is going to be huge. It's basically a race to 3 now. It's looking like Cobra is probably going to be the one that gets to 1 first.
Oh.
Although that certainly wasn't the greatest place to put the cue ball. I think he can shoot this 2 ball, though. Yeah, he has a 2 ball. Now, me on this shot, I'm going to the side rail probably. It's a little straight on for that. It just sort of depends here where it is. And he went in between on the 50-yard line. That shot, you're either going to slide it over a few inches or you're going to go all the way to the rail and back out. He kind of went in between.
I think he took the safe play just to make the ball and get the cue ball back out in the center somewhere. And that's what a good player does. They play the percentages. He just made the ball and got the cue ball out where he could see the other one.
Well, he can't get to the 14.
How many times Steve, you played league, played pool a long time, you've been in the pool halls, and somebody said, "Oh, that was a good shot," when it really wasn't that good a shot. It was just the guy knew where the cue ball was going.
Yeah, more league than in the pool room.
Right.
Well,
you played league a lot. You see that a lot of people say, "Oh, good shot." I'm like, no, that really wasn't that good a shot. He just knew where his cue ball was going every time.
yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't kick at that 14 ball. I mean, that was a reasonable shot to kick at it. I'm not sure why he didn't kick at it. I mean, it doesn't make sense with the table looking this good to just give up the table and thinking putting two balls together is going to protect you. I think he had a reasonable chance of kicking into 14. I'm just not sure why he would decide to bail out with the table looking like this.
Yeah, I think we're at the state the obvious here to say that you won't get a better table than this to find your way out.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he misses the 14, he's probably going to lose. But,
oh, disaster!
Oh, I guess he had a plan all along. His plan was that Machine was going to dog it.
That deserves one of them.
Wow, that was.
Well, I think he sealed his fate there with that shot.
Yeah, that was not good timing to come up with a fur ball at this point of the match.
Yeah, I'm getting the blame for that. I'm a sick.
Well, one of us is.
I'm a sick man here, guys. Have sympathy for me. But that's that's the type of misses you can't do so deep in the tournament. You can't do that and deep in the match. Well, Bedhead's giving you the blame, Steve, so I'm quite happy with that outcome.
Yeah, it's okay. I get the blame for enough stuff around here. It's just normal.
So you may as well take that as well, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Well, Cobra's got to be in the hill. Then I'll jinx Cobra next.
Well, I mean, there's almost no way. Doesn't matter. This is an easy combo. Cobra's going to run out here. I mean, he truly have to dog it not to. I kind of doubt at this point he's going to.
No, I don't think so either. I think he's going to take his time and make sure he's lined up on every shot now, because it all counts now. Like you said a while ago, you're at that point. Mistakes are going to be huge in these three games.
I like that he went forward. A lot of people would not have gone forward there, but forward was the controlled way to play that shot. It's hard to hook yourself doing that. Going backwards, all kinds of bad things can happen.
You can overdraw that ball so fast.
We'll have a look at the match stats after this. Well, we're just about 2 minutes away from the 2 hours.
Yeah, I've kind of figured this would be about a 2-hour match. But whoever picked 13-10 earlier,
yeah,
that's looking like it might be a pretty good prediction.
It's looking like a good call.
Well, Machine needs a dry break here, a scratch. Well, he didn't get the dry break. Let's see if he's got a shot. Well, it couldn't have come out much better for Cobra here. Not only did he make a ball, he's straight in on the crib ball, and this table looks pretty good. So I'm thinking this match is probably over here.
That 3-ball kicked that one. It was going. The 1 ball was going back up the table, and the 3-ball hit it and knocked it over the rail and killed all the speed of it.
Well, he forces it out, got it out far enough. I'm not sure I would have shot that shot, but he hit it good. And I'm sure Cobra likes this shot. He's got the 10-5. He's got the 6-9. He's got all kinds of good stuff here.
Well,
he's going to go with the 6-9. That's probably what I would have chosen too.
Well, assuming that Machine is nobody else in disguise who changed their name, then it's a pretty good first outing in a big tournament.
Yeah, he's played well, and he's got a good game. I mean, he's got the potential to be world champion in one of these things. I think he's going to have to prove a little bit to be playing with a guy like Cobra Albin, but he's not that far away.
So when is it we're going to introduce the ban for Cobra and Albin to be entering these tournaments, Steve? Because these other guys are getting pissed off.
Well, that's good. They should get pissed off. Maybe they'll be motivated enough to practice and get better.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a simple thing. I mean, I say all the time on these streams, practice banks, practice kicks, think about which side of the ball you want the cue ball to roll on, all these little tips that, you can go practice. I mean, we've got a lot of players that are good that aren't that far away from guys like Albin and Cobra.
There's Jose arrived at the party right at the last kick.
You got here just in time to see the end. I think that the issue is that when you get better, the better you get, the harder it is to get better because it becomes smaller little things. And you've got to think about it a lot more and maybe just not play, but actually have some planned practice and practice certain things.
So
but if you are just going to play one pocket, play banks, those kind of games, because not too many people do on here, and those will make you better just by playing.
So well done to Cobra.
Practice person.
Cobra goes through by 13 racks to 10 to get the revenge match against Albinario in the final. So we'll have a look.
Somebody had picked 13-10 at the beginning. Yeah. I don't remember who it was.
Somebody will remind us in a minute.
Was it Gloria?
Yeah, was it LS3?
I think it was.
Right, let's do the match stats first. See if we can find Cobra. There he is. And Machine. See, now that I'm sitting up and leaning forward, my nose is starting to run. Right, let's try that. See what we get.
That's too much information here. I don't think we need to know about your nose running.
It's beginning to drip over the keyboard.
Well, don't short your keyboard out.
Right, cribbage is complete. Look at the cribbage is complete. I mean, there's nothing in it. Absolutely nothing in it. Machine was actually the better cribbage is complete. That, I think, is the first time that we saw anybody lose where they've had the better cribbage.
I think we had that once before.
Did we?
I think we did. I mean, it's possible for it to happen. I mean, some of it's situational. Like if you dog a lot of the first ball, then you're giving up tables without losing your cribbage complete percentage.
Let's see the break stats. Well, we're both getting a ball in the break. Cobra had a better ball in the break. Runouts from the break, though, there's a significance. That's the best performance in any match in this tournament from Cobra. 6 runouts from the break, and that's what won
and
him.
They both made a lot of balls. I mean, one isn't bad. 1.23 is excellent.
Yeah. Machine didn't do bad either. He had 4 runouts from the break. Let's get rid of that and look at the overall. Let's see. Cribbage stats. Albinario will still be well in front, I think. Yep, he still got his 5-point advantage. And of course, it's only the 3 players left in the tournament. The other 3 players with the best stats. Break stats. Runouts from the break. We have Cobra well in the lead. 16 runouts from the break. LS3 in second place. That can be overturned by Albinario, who's on 10. So it's obviously just Albinario and Cobra that's left in, but Cobra at the moment looks as if he's going to be favourite for the top runouts from the break. Average balls made.
He's had 10 more breaks, but even at that, if he would have had another 10 breaks, he wouldn't be at 16 where Cobra's at.
Yeah, of course, that's where we have to remember that Cobra's in the one-loss side. Average balls made, well, that's a bit misleading because there's players who've played a lot less and are out of the tournament. But out of them, Cobra is still in the lead there in average balls made, 1.1. Machine was under 1. Where the hell is Albinario? He's down at 0.8. So, back to the main... Oh, hang on a minute, wrong button. Back to the main bracket. We'll have a look. And we will see the obvious, that it's Albinario and Cobra again in the final, which the deadline is... August the 27th, so that's next Saturday, isn't it? Next Saturday at 7 PM is the deadline time for this match to take place. Going back to the event, we'll just get a reminder that the final is a race to 19 between Albinario and Cobra. Albinario from Sweden, Cobra from the UK. Now, unless anybody else has anything to say, I'm going to try and get to bed.
Yeah, go get some rest. I'm going to go relax.
Well, thanks.
I'm still on holiday. This is my holiday.
Whereabouts are you, Steve? Are you out in the hills in the sticks?
I'm in Keauhou, Hawaii.
Hawaii? Jesus. That's a long trek. That's a long trek for a day out.
Yeah, it's a ways.
I take it you'll be getting a bit of golf in while you're over there.
Yeah, if you can call it that. Then that hadn't been too pretty.
Have you ever played Wailai? I believe that's one of the courses on Hawaii. I don't know what island it's on, but I know that's one of the courses. I
think I've played Wailai, although it would have been a long time.
Well, it's been a long time for me, because the last time I played Wailai was on the Super Nintendo about 20 years ago.
Yeah, I have a hard time remembering some of these course names, because they're some of them are really funny.
Yeah.
Similar Hawaiian names.
Well, anyway, thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks to Steve, and thanks to Rob for their participation. I'm going to go and try and recover between now and next week. For the final. No doubt the two guys will get that arranged soon enough, and look out for it, because I'll be there. If I'm in my deathbed, I'll be there, and I hope you can all join us. If you can't be there, it'll be on YouTube. So with that, I'll bid you good night, take care, stay safe, and remember to blow your nose. Thanks, guys.
Good night, guys.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Good night, ladies.